Welcome. This is a product overview of ComplianceForge's information assurance program, which we call the IAP. Over the next few minutes, we will walk through what it is, what problems it solves, exactly what is included, and what controls the IAP relies on. The IAP is cybersecurity and privacy focused to implement a program-level, pre-production control validation function. It takes a holistic approach to validating cybersecurity and privacy controls at specific points in the SDLC. It supports evolving requirements for secure system development practices, and it delivers immense time and cost savings, enabling your subject matter experts to implement those practices in your development lifecycle processes. Before a new system, application, or service goes live, can you prove its security and privacy controls were actually validated, not just assumed? Skipping pre-production control validation is how insecure systems reach production, and how security ends up bolted on at the end as a roadblock. Standing up that assurance process from a blank page takes expertise most teams do not have in-house. The IAP gives you a running start. An editable, program-level control validation framework that adapts government-grade certification and accreditation and security testing and evaluation practices into your existing development lifecycle, with customized minimum security requirements defined per project. It gets you roughly 80 to 90% of the way there, and then your team tailors it to your development lifecycle and tooling. ComplianceForge civilianized the U.S. government's concept of certification and accreditation to create a method that enables cybersecurity and privacy personnel to work with your organization's existing system development lifecycle, or project development lifecycle, to ensure privacy and cybersecurity principles are designed and built into your systems, applications, and services. The end state with control validation testing is the removal of security roadblocks by embedding cybersecurity and privacy into the development lifecycle, from project kickoff through the go-live date. Evidence of both cybersecurity and privacy principles being identified and implemented by design. And a customized control set that defines minimum security requirements specific to the project undergoing review. It also delivers a data-centric view across systems, applications, services, and third parties that enables situational awareness of both cybersecurity and privacy risks. A project risk register that tracks risks and the associated remediation actions, and a formal method of getting stakeholder accountability for residual risk. So what exactly is the IAP? It is editable Microsoft Word and Excel documentation that gives your organization the program-level guidance and project-level templates to perform pre-production security and privacy testing. Where most cybersecurity documentation describes what controls should exist, the IAP describes how to test and validate that controls actually work before a system goes into production. This makes the IAP the operational bridge between architecture review and production cutover. As a Chief Information Security Officer or Chief Privacy Officer, performing information assurance is not only the right thing to do from a security and privacy perspective, it is serious job security. When things go bad and fingers get pointed, do you have a get-out-of-jail-free card that you can use? A CISO or CPO should never make the decision to sign off and own risk, since it is ultimately a business decision. The director or VP of the business unit should be accepting the risk for their projects, services, and vendors. It is the responsibility of the CISO and CPO to have a data-centric view of risk, educate the business process owners on whether minimum security requirements are met, and whether the risk falls within the organization's risk appetite. If the business chooses to do something outside of the risk appetite, there is evidence to demonstrate due care in the analysis. Pre-production testing, or information assurance, is a common expectation. It appears in ISO 27002, GDPR Article 25, NIST 800-171, the NIST Cybersecurity Framework, FedRAMP Security Assessment and Authorization Controls, SOC 2, the CIS Critical Security Controls, the Cloud Security Alliance Cloud Controls Matrix, Germany's C5 Catalog, and the Monetary Authority of Singapore's Technology Risk Management Guidelines. The list continues with the NIST's Technical Guideline of Security Measures, NIS-POM, the Criminal Justice Information Services Security Policy, Massachusetts 201 CMR 17, the New York Department of Financial Services, the Oregon Consumer Identity Theft Protection Act, UL 2900, PCI-DSS Requirement 6, and the Motion Picture Association of America's Content Security Program. The IAP is a one-time purchase of editable Microsoft Word and Excel documentation templates. There is no software to install, no agent to deploy, no account to provision, and no cloud environment to configure. If your organization can open and edit Microsoft Word and Excel files, the IAP is ready to use. It is delivered as fully editable Word and Excel files, compatible with Word and Excel 2016 and newer, Microsoft 365, OpenOffice, LibreOffice, and Google Docs and Sheets. The IAP includes built-in styles, tables, and framework mappings that are ready for customization. Documentation is delivered via email download link within 1 to 2 business days of purchase, often the same business day. There is no installer, no license server, and no activation step. And it is a one-time purchase. A single entity license is included, with no recurring subscription requirement, although an optional update subscription is available. This deployment model is intentional. Pre-production testing documentation belongs in your organization's own hands, inside your own version control and project management systems, rather than locked inside a vendor's SaaS tool. Once delivered, this product belongs to you. The first problem the IAP solves is a lack of in-house security experience. Writing security documentation is a skill that many good cybersecurity professionals simply are not proficient at and avoid at all cost. The IAP is an efficient method to obtain comprehensive documentation. The second is compliance requirements. There are numerous requirements that require pre-production security testing to be performed and documented. The IAP is designed with compliance in mind. The third is audit failures. A lack of documented pre-production security testing is a common audit failure. The IAP covers traditional development lifecycle models, including Agile, Waterfall, and other approaches to project management, and is designed to integrate with your existing processes. And the fourth is vendor requirements. It is getting more common for clients and partners to request evidence of secure processes, including development lifecycle security and privacy efforts. The IAP provides this evidence. The first is clear documentation. The IAP provides comprehensive cybersecurity and privacy pre-production testing to prove that your security is more than just a set of policies and standards. The second is time savings. It is a semi-customized solution that requires minimal resources to fine-tune for your organization's specific needs. And the third is alignment with leading practices. The IAP is written to align your organization with leading practices for secure engineering processes. So what do you actually receive? The IAP comes with everything you need to stand up a process for pre-production security and privacy testing. The core Word document, which is the program-level guidance for the information assurance program at your organization, and editable Excel spreadsheets containing mappings to leading practices and other helpful charts to clarify requirements. It also includes the security and privacy test plan template to document the plan to perform information assurance for a specific project. The security and privacy plan, which is essentially a traditional system security plan, with privacy added into it. The project risk register template to document risks and remediation actions. And the security and privacy assessment report template to write up the overall risk report for the project. Now compare that against the two alternatives for obtaining quality cybersecurity documentation. For your internal staff to generate comparable documentation, it would cost approximately $29,500 in staff-related expenses. That is about 3 to 6 months of development time, and it assumes your organization has staff with prior information assurance experience capable of developing this documentation. If you hire a consultant to generate this documentation, it would take them an estimated 150 contractor work hours, which equates to a cost of approximately $44,500. That is about 2 to 3 months of development time for a contractor to provide you with the deliverable. The IAP is approximately 18% of the cost for your internal staff and approximately 9% of the cost for an external consultant to generate equivalent documentation. The program itself is $4,235. The IAP is based on leading security engineering practices, including NIST 800-160 and NIST 837. PDF examples of both the policies and standards and the mappings are available on the product page, so you can review them for yourself before purchase. So how much work is left for you? Here's the customization process at a glance. ComplianceForge aims for approximately an 80% solution because it is impossible to write a 100% cookie-cutter document that can be equally applied across every organization. Pre-production testing depends on your specific development lifecycle, technology stack, regulatory environment, and existing project management practices. So the remaining work is fine-tuning the IAP with the specific information that only your organization knows. In practice, customization is filling in the blanks, adding your company name and logo, naming actual role owners across cybersecurity, privacy, engineering, and project management, tailoring the certification and accreditation lifecycle to integrate with your existing development lifecycle, calibrating the test plan and security and privacy plan templates to your typical system architecture, and integrating the project risk register with your existing risk management workflows. If you want a hand, ComplianceForge offers optional professional services. They are not required to customize ComplianceForge documentation. The 5-hour bundle may be beneficial for companies that need some guidance on getting started with how to tailor their documentation. The 10-hour bundle is for companies that need additional guidance on tailoring their documentation to meet their compliance requirements. And the 20-hour bundle is for companies that need robust services beyond just 10 hours to assist in tailoring their documentation. Purchased professional service hours expire 120 days, or 4 months, from the time of purchase if unused. Hours are intended to supplement, not replace, your own customization work. One more reason to buy. The IAP is very flexible for the control set that you might want to use. Assuming you do not have something to use out of the box, that is covered with the ability to use the Secure Controls Framework, also known as the SCF. It is a robust set of cybersecurity and privacy controls that maps to over 100 statutory, regulatory, and contractual frameworks, and it is a great free tool for businesses to use. The IAP comes with instructions on paring down the SCF to define just the right level of effort for the control set, based on the pertinent compliance needs and risk appetite of your organization. Here is the process of defining that level of effort at a glance. If you have any questions, please email support@complianceforge.com or call 1-307-241-8740. We've been helping organizations since 2005, and we are always happy to help.